What are the chances that we have heard about a sea monster that lives in the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean? Because of their ivory, they were previously hunted to the point of near extinction in Europe. Sea urchins, on the other hand, comprise a significant portion of the food supply for local farmers. Let's investigate together the function that the sea urchin plays in the field of medicine, as well as the methods that are used to hunt this species. In the frigid Arctic regions of Greenland, Canada, and Alaska, where hard living circumstances make resources limited, mountain inhabitants have created distinct, sustainable, and highly communal ways of surviving for decades. These ways of surviving have been passed down between generations. The hunting of sea kylan, a fabled animal that lives in the Arctic Ocean and is distinguished by its long tusks that emerge from its top jaw and resemble those of a unicorn, is thought to be one of the most distinguishing customs that they observe in their daily life. In addition to being a means of subsistence, the sea narwhal yard serves as a wellspring of culture, expertise, and identity for the individuals who are responsible for its cultivation. Sea urchins have been the subject of hunts by members of the medical community for thousands of years. Through the use of physical procedures and tools, patience, and an understanding of the animal's behavior, they accomplish this. There was a limited amount of hunting that took place, but it was sufficient to provide the population with food for a certain amount of time. The season for hunting sea buckthorn normally takes place in the late spring and summer, when the ice in Arctic bays begins to melt and open waters begin to present themselves. In order to go to regions that are home to migratory marine species, locals make use of kayaks or other small boats. They frequently select fjords because it is simpler to corner and retain control of them there. Hunting sea elves requires a number of skills, one of the most significant of which is the ability to move noiselessly. Fishermen are able to navigate between ice blocks and approach maritime forests in complete silence due to the availability of compact engines that reduce the amount of noise emissions produced by the boats. Every single hunting excursion might involve anywhere from 2 to 4 boats. Coordination was essential to their task, with one individual serving as a guide and the other holding either a spear or a pistol. When sea cycads floated to the surface of the water, farmers typically used wooden spears with metal ends and long ropes to toss at them. However, in the past, this method was not widely used. In modern times, they also make use of rifles in order to enhance their capability of taking down targets. However, they continue to adhere to ancient ideals, such as not shooting anything at random, not killing young fish, and just hunting enough to consume. First, they locate adult sea urchins and chase them while they are at sea. After that, they attach a rope to the tails of the prey and drag it ashore. After a sea ibis has been brought down, the harvesting process starts right there on the ice. All of the parts, including the meat, fat, skin, tusks, and even organs, are harvested with great care, and almost none of them are wasted. There will be widespread dissemination of hunting outcomes throughout the YUI community. The meat is reserved for the hunter's family, while the remaining portion is distributed to the elderly, neighbors, and anyone who is unable to hunt. The sea flamingo is not only a cultural emblem for the Inuit people, but it is also a crucial source of life for the community. Because of the frigid environment that prevails throughout the year in the Arctic region, it is nearly impossible to cultivate crops and raise cattle there. Because of this, sea buckthorn acquires the status of an exceptionally valuable source of both protein and energy. Due to the great amount of protein that is included in sea buckthorn, it is able to supply the residents of the chilly region with the energy that they require. More importantly, the fat and the skin are traditional meals that are abundant in vitamin C, vitamin A, and omega-3 fatty acids. These chemicals are exceedingly uncommon in the diet of those who live in the Arctic, which is characterized by a deficiency in green vegetables. It is because of this that nurses are able to combat vitamin C deficiency, which assists them in coping with the effects of cold weather and a lack of sunlight. Fresh, boiled, dried, or fermented in earthen cellars are the most common ways that sea urchin meat is consumed. The skin and fat are either eaten raw or combined with oil. The skin and fat are chopped into little pieces. Not only does this dish have a flavor that is all its own, but it is also a source of nutrition and a specialty dish in traditional ceremonies. During the lengthy winter, when other foods were in short supply, sea buckthorn was steadily kept and utilized at various points. While the Arctic may be better known for polar bears and narwhals, few people realize that the giant sea urchin plays an equally astonishing role in the northern marine ecosystem and, surprisingly, in modern science and biotechnology. These oversized echinoderms, some reaching up to 30 centimeters in diameter, are not the spiny nuisances many divers might imagine. In fact, giant Arctic sea urchins, Strongylocentrotus drobachiensis, are living fossils, with some individuals estimated to live more than 200 years. According to recent marine biology research from the University of Tromsø in Norway, their slow aging process and extreme cellular stability have drawn the attention of gerontologists studying the mechanics of longevity. What makes these cold-water giants truly fascinating is that they seem to resist cancer and maintain regenerative abilities well into old age. Unlike most animals, sea urchins maintain telomerase activity throughout their lifespan, a feature that prevents the degradation of DNA during cell division. Scientists are now isolating these enzymes from Arctic specimens in hopes of applying them to human stem cell therapy and anti-aging treatments. Biotech companies in Scandinavia and Japan have launched exploratory programs to extract urchin-derived proteins that may help in repairing nervous tissue or halting age-related cell damage. While still in early phases, the potential medical breakthroughs could rival those of the horseshoe crab's blue blood already used in vaccine safety testing. Traditionally, sea urchins were collected manually by freedivers, but in the icy waters of the Arctic, this is neither safe nor efficient. Recently, a new generation of subaquatic drones has revolutionized the harvest of deep-water urchins. These AI-powered machines are equipped with pressure-sensitive soft grippers that can delicately pluck sea urchins from the rocky seabed without damaging their spines or habitat. These drones are remotely operated from onshore stations or icebreaker vessels, using sonar mapping and underwater LiDAR to identify urchin beds hidden beneath thick ice sheets. Harvesters program them to select only mature individuals, allowing juveniles to replenish the population. This precision has made robotic harvesting one of the most sustainable seafood practices currently operating in polar regions. Though often seen as a humble species, giant sea urchins possess a highly prized delicacy, uni, the edible gonads, which are rich in umami and treasured in high-end sushi restaurants worldwide. Arctic uni is considered exceptional in flavor and texture due to the cold waters and slow growth rate of the urchins, which results in firmer texture and higher fat content. In recent years, some Inuit communities and Arctic entrepreneurs have begun exporting Arctic uni to Japan and South Korea, where it is valued as a seasonal luxury product. The growth of this micro-industry provides vital income for coastal villages, helping them balance economic opportunity with cultural and environmental preservation. Less known is the role that the giant sea urchin plays in traditional Arctic ceremonies. In certain communities in northern Quebec and Nunavut, dried urchin shells are painted with tribal motifs and used in initiation rites or as offerings during sea blessing rituals. Some believe the urchin's symmetrical shape and hidden inner treasure symbolize balance, patience, and resilience, key traits for survival in the north. However, the future of the giant sea urchin is uncertain. With rising sea temperatures and invasive species encroaching on Arctic territories, their habitats are under threat. Warmer waters have led to population explosions of sea urchin predators like sunflower sea stars, while also affecting the urchin's reproductive cycles. Marine ecologists warn that, without careful population monitoring, the species could suffer rapid declines. To counter this, several Arctic nations have begun sea urchin aquaculture research, exploring methods to breed them in controlled environments. These projects combine indigenous knowledge with modern aquaponics and offer a promising model for both food security and conservation.